Kevin Harvick on the inside. Martin Truex Jr. on the outside. Getting ready for the Southern 500. Fans are on their feet. Green flag in the air, we're racing. Harvick makes the low line work for that start. Gets out in front of Martin Truex Jr.
Pretty respectful turns 1 and 2 by the 78 of Martin Truex Jr. We're going to talk about this all night. 500 miles. 500 miles of the Southern 500 perhaps is the longest, most grueling task these drivers will face all year long. Martin Truex decided he wasn't going to start with a battle on lap 1.
Caution has just come out. The 6 of Trevor Bayne had hit the wall just a moment earlier. And now we're seeing frustration. Looks like between two drivers, A.J. Allmendinger and Trevor Bayne. You see all the smoke rolling out from inside the car. There's tire rub there. And then the 47 just moments ago as well, coming up the racetrack trying to avoid the 6, got sideways.
Yeah, the 6 blew a tire because he had hit the wall about 2 laps before. In the middle of 3 and 4, he had gotten into the wall and he drove into 1, and right there the tire's down, hits the wall. Then Allmendinger, just in responding and reacting to what he saw in front of him, couldn't get slowed down and got into Bayne.
Out front, Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson. Great start for Kyle Larson. He's able to jump out in front of Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr. running third, Logano and Hamlin in the top 5. Caution has come out for the second time. This time you see all the damage to the right front of the 17, Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
See right here, this is on the exit of turn 4. He just gets very, very, very loose. Tries to correct, overcorrects hard into the outside wall a couple times. Pretty heavy damage. That thing was so sideways, yet he was lost either way. If he doesn't overcorrect, it spins to the inside, almost surely makes contact with the inside wall.
Larson choosing the inside line, and it's working for him.
Kyle Busch off turn 2 side by side. He did a really good job to keep their momentum up. I thought that Matt Kenseth would be able to take advantage of that.
Guys, I know we keep talking about the playoffs and who's going to be in the playoffs, but with only 2 races left, it just seems like there is a little bit different pressure or in the garage area that the teams that are in, they want to start making a statement, maybe want to get into playoff form, and it's very clear at the front of this field. Larson, Truex Jr., Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick. You said it at the top of the show, Jeff. Those are some 4 heavy hitters, 4 heavy favorites for the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think it would surprise anybody for the championship to come from one of those 4.
But Kyle Larson less than a lap away from another playoff point, which will be very valuable as the playoffs start in just 2 weeks. But it's not wrapped up yet. Here comes the 78. The battle as they come to the line. What a run for Martin Truex Jr. He gets the win in stage 1.
Well, Kyle Larson went to the very, very bottom of the racetrack. It just could not carry the speed. Past the lap car of Trevor Bayne down the back straightaway, but then I don't know if he was trying to block Martin Truex Jr., but in changing his line and going to the very bottom of the racetrack, that just did not work.
Rick, you don't think these drivers know playoff points are on the line? Look at this move. You talked about it. Kyle Larson goes to the bottom of the racetrack, and the 78 just had a little something in the bank, a little more grip in those rear tires. Drag race to the line.
Wow. What a run for Martin Truex Jr. That now is his 16th stage win.
Larson there with Truex, Hamlin and Keselowski in the second row. And then it's that Jones boy in the number 77 running fifth. And with him is Kyle Busch as they angle down. You know, Ned, this track is so special. If you were to bring someone new to this track, you could just get them a walkabout in the infield. Didn't have to buy a seat, and take them down here to turns 3 and 4, and you get one completely different kind of race than you get in turns 1 and 2. That is, you know, if you've got some exercise to do, great place to really find out if you like racing. And in the midst of it all are these tremendous battles among these top competitive racers in the world of stock car racing. Fourth caution of the program right now. Suarez, the Mexican, in trouble. Bouncing off the wall, and it's brought out the flag that will bring this field back together for another attack, and it will be an attack featuring some new names. If you haven't heard about this Jones boy in number 77, stay tuned. This guy looks like another real deal, and it's prevalent wherever you look right now in Cup racing. Whatever you say about it, there's a whole new sense and a whole new feeling about this new talent. As they rip it up into turn number 1. Fast part of the track. Cautionary, just touching that brake a little, short braking it down through the back. And now we're going into turn number 3, and this is where it's a whole different game. Just incredible, all at one racetrack, to see two different types of racing going on. We have a new leader, Martin Truex Jr. He just slipped into first place and took the number 42 down one slot, while in third place remains Hamlin, Keselowski fourth, and Harvick fifth. Kurt Busch comes in sixth there. So there's some changes happening here in the second segment if you're just joining us. And in segment 1, there was a major change on the very last lap coming to the flag. And we saw a completely different race with number 78 once again getting the job done.
Around goes the 83. Greg Galding bringing out the caution for the 6th time.
Oh boy.
What this will more than likely do, it will clinch the win for Martin Truex Jr. unless they're able to clean it up very quickly. But a stage can win or end under a caution.
Yeah, I think you're right, Rick. This one's going to need to as they're coming to 2 to go.
See the right rear tire completely down on the 83. Some damage to that right side. Take a look at what happened.
Looks like he has a flat tire at this point. The car's spinning. Quite a bit of damage all the way around the car. No, I'm mistaken, because right there you saw the tire pop. Maybe that was the inner liner. It's hard to say, but that car has found the Darlington stripe. It appears a few times this evening.
Denny Hamlin on the inside, Kyle Busch on the outside. Green flag back in the air. Another good restart for Denny Hamlin. Kyle Busch jumps right in behind him, and then it's Brad Keselowski in the 3rd spot. Kyle Larson back up there in the top 5, running 4th. Martin Truex Jr. again after a little bit poorer pit stop. He has fallen down to the 5th position after winning that stage. He swept the stages for the 5th time already in 2017. Of the 5 times that he has done that before, he has won twice after sweeping the first 2 stages. And a caution in turn 2, the 38 goes around. So David Reagan will bring out the 7th caution of the night.
Slow.
Is it too few a
Being a
laps
little too aggressive
for
trying
them
get
to
underneath
think
that
about coming
21
in for
a bad
tires?
spot.
Oh, somebody's coming.
Yeah, I agree with Jeff. I'm not sure if Denny Hamlin can risk coming from the lead, but even with 2 laps in your tires, 3 laps in your tires, that takes life out of him. So I do think there will be some of the field that comes, and the biggest fear is you're the last car that doesn't come. As we review here what happened to the 38, you see down very low getting into the corner. The car just comes around on him, Jeff.
Yeah, just left sides on the apron, and that's not uncommon at Darlington, though. That normally doesn't cause a problem, but you can see he was very loose as soon as he got on the apron. I'd say a great job, not a good job, a great job to keep from hitting the wall.
$157 laps to go in this race. Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch 1 and 2. Keselowski trying to hang on to 3rd. Kyle Larson trying to take it away from him.
And Rick, you documented that Jimmy Johnson pitted from the 15th position to get fresh tires. Well, he restarted 20th. We'll just have to check in a few laps and see if those fresh tires are aiding him getting back those positions lost.
He's also talked about having some issues that they don't think the handling's been there. They've made some major adjustments to that car. We've seen that before. That has been something that we've seen out of the 48 team. And then, like last year, when it's on the line, they've been able to figure it out, win races, advance through the rounds. And at Miami, they were able to get out front, win the race, and win the championship.
55 to go. I expect probably in about 3 or 4 more laps we'll see these cars come to pit road. That'll be splitting up this last run mathematically in the middle, putting even amounts. But as you can see, the 41 and the 78 are going to unlap themselves here. Marty?
Just checking in with the Gibbs teams and Adam Stevens, and that's exactly the plan for the 11 and the 18. They're trying to split this last run in half, do it on one more stop, Steve, but I don't know. They're losing so much time here. You got to wonder if this strategy is going to pay off. They're talking about coming in 4 more laps, so they're going to hang on to it for 4 more laps, but that will get them to the end with one final stop.
The one advantage, though, as silly as it may seem, is
pitting down.
Yeah, as you see Denny Hamlin pull off the banking and come to pit
Oh, he
road.
might have missed. He missed pit road.
He missed it.
He missed pit road. We've talked about how difficult it is at this racetrack. Race leader Denny Hamlin just missed pit road.
We just said it. Ram Guts and Glory, execution, execution. Denny Hamlin did not execute. Now Kyle Busch will be the race leader. We'll see how he does coming to pit road. We expect to see him in the next lap or 2.
And so it was about an 8-second lead that he had. So look how much time he gave up. I mean, he gave up 12, 13 seconds by making this mistake.
Denny Hamlin closing the gap. It's under 100 feet that separate the top 2.
I think the 78 might even brush the wall off turn 4 with 3 to go.
3 to go. Now it's down to 6 car lengths separating the top 2. Martin Truex Jr. trying to hang on.
Big run right here by Denny Hamlin.
It's like he's on ice. Martin Truex Jr. trying to keep the car pointed in the right direction. Here comes the 11 for the lead. The 78 gets into the wall. Denny Hamlin takes the lead.
Well, I think the 78 has a flat tire.
Right front tire, guys.
There you
Like
go,
front tire down. Denny Hamlin struggled to get onto pit road for his final stop. He battled back. He was 20 seconds back from Martin Truex Jr. He was able to chip away at it, lap after lap after lap. And now, going through 3 and 4 for the final time, Denny Hamlin looking for his 2nd Southern 500. Hamlin is going to win at Darlington.
Come on, wheelman! Woo!
He got to talk to the fans as he steps back and looks at this. So cool. The Flying Modified is back. The number 11, the winningest number in all of NASCAR, and you do it again. I know you've been here before, but it's been 7 years since you won the Southern 500. What does it mean to do it on Throwback Weekend and on Labor Day weekend?
You know, it means everything to me. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this is a throwback to my history. This is for Roy Hendrick, Bugs Harefield, Wayne Patterson, all Eddie Johnson, the short track guys that I grew up watching. This was a throwback to them. Back in 1985 to 1989, I was at Southside Speedway in the stands. watching them race and learning everything I could from them. And this is a throwback to them and their history.